this is Kate from Clear Blue Tarot with a reading for Sagittarius. So this reading has a lot of magic, but with the magic and the mysticism that's coming in for you, it involves also a lot of responsibility to use this in the proper way so as not to use your abilities for your own personal gain, but to use them for the good of all involved at all times. So we're starting off in the center here with the dragonfly and the scarab. And so the dragonfly speaks about truth above illusion. So being able to see the truth, or even if not being able to see it, working for the truth and not for the illusions. Always having a clear perspective, or at least a clear channel, so that the truth is allowed to flow through your life and not be bogged down by illusions or used for elusive purposes or ideas. And then the scarab, magic works through you. This card is all about seeing the magic, realizing that magic is all around you, and having that deep truth, because these two cards, the dragonfly and the spirit and the scarab beetle spirit being right in the center, they're at the heart of the Celtic cross spread, and they are meaning that is who you are right now. You are seeing the truth, and you are very, very magical. Crossing that, challenging that, is the Three of Air. So this is a card of the broken heart, and it looks like something that you wished for, or something that you hoped for, or something that you invested in has changed and is now over. It's not going to happen. And this card really reminds you that you have to trust that what is truly for you at any particular time can never be taken from you. And everything comes at the proper time for you. So you really need to let go of the brokenheartedness that comes from wishing things were different. Your recent past card, you did get the Nine of Water, which is the wish card. It's the Nine of Cups. But the way the image is portrayed in this card, I can never see it as a Nine of Cups. It's more like waiting and hoping and wishing for something that doesn't come. So it really kind of connects to me to the Three of Air much more so than in other tarot decks. The way that she painted this image looks like wishful thinking, not really wish fulfillment. What you're resting on is the Six of Air, which is a card of moving forward into new opportunities and letting go of anything in your past that was holding you back and just venturing forward into a new adventure. So that's a great energy to use this magic and this truth to kind of bust through these more disappointing energies and realize that there is no disappointment, because if you're focusing on what you didn't get, what that means is you're ignoring what you did get. And there is always gifts. There's always gifts. We can choose to turn our back on them. We can choose to ignore them because we wished we had something else instead. But that's not following what the divine wants for you at that time, what your soul, what your higher self is guiding you to accept as your gift. So your near future, you got Lais, the moon's daughter, okay? And now that card came out reversed. Two cards came out reversed, that one and one other. And I know that when that's reversed, it means that things outside of your control, it's kind of like a little tower. She stirs things up to get you on your path. And either you can embrace her energy and roll with it, or you can resist it and life can be kind of frustrating. So it's saying to you that you could have some forced upon you changes in the near future that you feel like you didn't want, but they're there to wake you up. She is there to wake you up. Your spirit guides, your angels, and your higher self don't want you to be asleep. They want you to be on your path. And if you've been stuck in this watery air, blue light energy here in the past of some disappointments and heartbreak, it's time for you to get woken up, which means you're going to get irritations, you're going to get things that bother you, you're going to have things that seem like uncomfortable things or are uncomfortable things, but they're there to break you free from this sadness that you've been kind of maybe a little bit wallowing in. It's time to break out of that. You're crowned by Iris of the Rainbows, which is the perfect card to crown this situation, because she diligently is working on the rainbow while the storm is still happening. So the storm's not necessarily over. It's passing though, and the blue sky and the sun are starting to be able to be seen, and that's when the rainbow is allowed to blossom into the sky, and that's crowning you. So it's saying you're hopeful, you're feeling the newness coming, you're feeling this Six of Air bringing you forward to something new, and you are able to put this rainbow soon or now, while the storm is still quite not past, but because you're embracing this energy, you're able to be positive, you're able to start to see the sparkles of the new in spite of the difficulties that are still plaguing you a bit now and into the near future. Inside of you, you have the crow, which is another card of truth. This is the crow from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, so it speaks more about truth, but it also always speaks to be about magic. So the crow being inside of you is really an echo. It's the perfect echo of the dragonfly and scarab combined. If you put dragonfly spirit and scarab beetle combined from the spirit animal oracle, you get the crow from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So it's that energy of truth and magic, following your truth and embracing the magic that you have to create and manifest and see the signs and symbols and portents and patterns around you, and all that type of synchronistic stuff. It's happening for you really, really strongly right now, and that's probably what's giving you these sparks to be able to get out of this darker, heavier energy. But you are showing the world the Seven of Pentacles. So you're a little gloomy doomy. You're a little down, which is not your regular way of being, Sagittarius, so it's probably really noticeable to those around you. They're like, where's Iris of the Rainbows? Who is this farmer that planted these seeds on barren soil? Because that's what the Seven of Pentacles in the Enchanted Tarot has that meaning, where it shows a farmer really tired. He's worked hard to plant these seeds. He's leaning on his work tool, and the ground is dry and cracked. There wasn't enough rain, there wasn't enough sun, or whatever the situation was, but these seeds did not sprout. So everything that he put in, he feels like hasn't yielded. But like I said, in this spread, it's showing that something did yield. It's just maybe not what you had wanted. Like maybe he has other little sprouts that he didn't expect to grow that are growing, but they're maybe behind him, or he's not noticing them because he's staring at the ones that didn't. So don't do that too much. That's bad manifestation, right? Shall we say? You want to always stop with the wallowing, stop looking at what's not working, and think about what might work or what is working that you're not noticing. So you've got the Three of Fire in your hopes and fears, and that's very similar to the Six of Air. It's ships coming in, that's what you're wanting. You're wanting the fruition. You want the rainbow to come, the clouds to part, the blue sky to come, the sun to come out, the storm to be past, the new thing to come. And it is coming. That that's your hope. And as long as you work towards it, things always switch around, come back around. The future card here, final outcome future, we have the Penelope Dreamweaver card, which is the Fairy of Inspiration. So something's going to inspire you. Something's coming that's going to really inspire you to move forward, maybe with something you've already realized, but there's going to be a new development in that. There's going to be a new spark. There's going to be something that really fires you up and gets you excited, and a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It's really going to put this dampery, sad energy behind you, and you're going to go for it. But you need to notice, you need to have your eyes open and not be too bogged down by the circumstances that are happening that are not to your liking. And also, there's a caution in these circumstances to be careful, because as you're in your magic, as you're in your mysticism, you can be a little foggy-headed. So you want to make sure you try to clear out any fogginess so that you're not having more mistakes happen than you need to wake up. You don't want to go too far that direction. So I picked 3 cards here: the deer, the buffalo, and the raccoon from the Wild Unknown Animal deck, Oracle deck. Now the deer is about feminine, nurturing energy. It compares the deer energy to when you first have a baby, the feeling when new parents first have a baby, that feeling when you're looking at this life that has finally come and you're so overwhelmed with this love and so full of grace and peacefulness and love that it's this magical, gentle, feminine energy of nurturance. So that's strongly coming in with this Penelope Dreamweaver, along with the buffalo. And in this deck, there's so many ways you could talk about the buffalo, but in this particular description in this deck, it does talk about perseverance and not caring whether good things or bad things happen. They say the buffalo is very stoic, the buffalo is very strong, and the buffalo embraces the world as the world is. It's kind of like, I don't know if you know about stories about people in Maine that have lived there forever, and they just shrug their shoulders when misfortune comes or good fortune comes, or whatever happens. They have that chill kind of Maine reputation of an attitude of sitting on the porch, and just something fantastic happens, they accept it. Okay, something horrible, crazy, wild happens, and they're still the same calm. It's very Buddha nature. So the buffalo in this deck is embracing that type of acceptance of whatever reality, good or bad. It's just this placid nature. And then the raccoon is an artistic, creative card, and it also speaks about masks. Maybe what popped out to me was that if you've been comfortable in one role in your life and you feel like that is maybe who you are, you're very much identifying to it, this change is waking you up to make you realize that you are a lot more than that role that you've been playing, and you're about to do something different that might surprise people around you, because you're going to show a different side of you than they maybe didn't know about, and it's coming out, and that's part of this inspiration, this growth. You have the support of the angels, and this card I for the first time noticed in the Doreen Virtue angel deck. This card does not just have angels, it has a full array. There's angel beings, there's elven beings, there's fairy beings, and Native American, like a shaman, all working together to surround the earth with light. So when I start my readings, when I'm looking to, as a lot of readers do, when they're shuffling and meditating, they ask for all beings of light and love who wish to come through for the message to come through, and you channel all beings of light and love. So, some people are very partial to angels, some people more to the fairy world, some people to shamans and mystics and ascended masters. There's a full array of beautiful beings of light here to assist us when we ask for their assistance. And so that's what that card is about. It's about tuning into your spirit guides or whomever may be passing through you know, they're just like friends. Some of them come and go. They'll come just for one reason. And, you know, as long as you're clear in asking for the highest love and light beings, they're always going to give you some amazing insights and inspiration and wisdom. And that brings us right into these two cards I pulled here, the abundance and the judgment. Judgment and abundance. So the abundance is about like really making sure that you check yourself and stay on the positive side of manifestation, where you believe in the abundance. You don't put limits. You don't say, I want this, I want this, I want this, this is what I want, that's all I want, da 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 da. You don't do that. You say, I'm open to the limitless possibilities. I'm open to the abundant universe and the infinite ways things can manifest for me, as long as it's for my highest good and the good of those around me. So reminding yourself that that is the key for having a wonderful life, is letting go of control of what you think is a wonderful life and letting the universe give you a wonderful life based on what they see for you. And I think maybe you were clinging to something too much and saying that, I want that. And it's saying, don't do that. Open up to the universe guiding you and be free. Don't put yourself in a box and then say, I'm unhappy because I put myself in this box and now nothing's happening. And then the judgment card is really beautiful, the reading for that. So I wanted to read a little of that. Spirit has given you the tools of compassion and empathy to help you see through the eyes of those who appear different. Your ego has taught you that making other people feel insignificant or inferior will allow you to feel better about yourself. That is an illusion. By diminishing others, you diminish yourself. Always learn to follow the golden rule. I will treat others as I would like to be treated. Everyone in your life is here to teach you something about yourself. Accept the lesson with love and understanding. And then I wanted to also read something from this card that I pulled for a final outcome. It's the number 30 card from the White Light Oracle, the Vulva of Satyr. And it's about a Norse mystical tradition. It says, your inner spiritual power can heal circumstances in your life and our world in ways greater than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies towards what you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening. Instead, work to bring positive influence to bear so that you may contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greatest good. And then it talks about their Norse tradition in Scandinavia of cracking open an egg to symbolize the beginning of new life and divine potential. And this Seder is a visionary practice that involves shamanic healing as well. So it's combining the shaman and the mystic. And through different prayers and chants and rituals that they've developed in this particular area, they dedicate themselves to the personal development for the greater good. So you're contributing to the spiritual evolution of humanity. You're not doing things just for your own good. You're asking, in the similar way that the other cards have said throughout the reading, it's been really peppering the reading, is to use this ability that you've come into to be an oracle, to be a seer, mystic, to always work for the greater good and keep your own ego out of the mix. Ask for what is supposed to be yours for your own happiness, but realize that we're not here. Whoever is watching this was guided here because they are not here to just satisfy their own wishes and desires. They are here to help the world, the planet, the beings here. Whatever your personal cause is, there's certainly a lot of energies here on the planet that need light, that need help, that need guidance. And if you are properly aligned in such a manner to provide this, then you always should do so for the greater good, if you want to be a being of light and love and attract those beings to help you with your messages. So I hope I chose the good meanings from these cards to give you this special reading today, because I know it's your birthday month, and I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. Happy birthday.